Hello guys and welcome to Freebird's Crew, and in this video I will tell you about how decision tree split works, and the main thing behind the split are the three techniques that every decision tree, random forest or XGBoost algorithms kind are using. Okay, so let me just tell you about the first technique. So the first technique is the entropy. So by using entropy, decision trees split. Okay, so entropy is actually a measure that measures the impurity of the split, impurity and purity of the split. Okay, so if you see this right graph that I just have, the blue node and the red nodes that I have. So on that, the end nodes, the leaf nodes are blue, red. Okay, so this is called the impure split because at the end of the split, nodes are not quite same or kind of a similar. When the nodes are similar, as you see now, okay, then these splits are called the pure split. Okay, so entropy actually measures this. Okay, entropy is between the 0 and 1. Okay, so this is the formula of the entropy that actually measures that the probability of your split based on the class labels that you have. Okay, if you have only two class labels like yes or no, pass or fail. Okay, so in that way, you can only goes up to P1 and P2. But if you have multi-class target variable, and you can like go to P1, P2, P3 up to the n as many as variables you have. Okay, in that way you can get the entropy. Okay, so this is the way that entropy works. It actually measures how pure your split is. Okay, so our next thing is information gain. So information gain is actually measures the reduction in the entropy. Okay, so what is actually the entropy that I already told you in the previous section, that it is the impurity, or it is the like variance thing in your split. So if you have low kind of variance, your entropy is also very low. Okay, if you have high variance, your entropy is also very high. Okay, so information gain is the like aggregated term that after you calculate the entropy of different splits by different splits of the variables, then we calculate the information gain of that split. Okay, if information gain is a maximum, okay, then you can say, yeah, this split is good. But if your information gain is not maximum in one split, then you can say no, that that split is not good. Okay, as I show you an example here. Okay, so you can split a decision tree by one variable. Okay, so variable number 1, when you split it, you got the entropy of your both splits that you do, and you can calculate the information gain as well. Okay, and then you split your decision tree by some other kind of a variable, and then you also calculate the entropies and calculate the information gain. So which information gain is higher? So the decision tree tried to split by using that variable. Okay, so if variable 2 split got me higher information gain, so I will try to split my decision tree by using the variable 2 only. Okay, so in that way information gain actually works. Okay, so now our next thing is Gini impurity. So Gini impurity actually measures the probability of misclassifying a randomly chosen element from the dataset. Okay, so if you have a testing dataset, what you have, when you just pick a one test row in your machine learning model, and then Gini impurity actually measures that what is the probability that the result is wrong. Okay, so it actually measures that. Gini impurity actually used only in the classification problems, because in the classification problems it actually predict the probability of getting a wrong answer. Okay, and this is the formula of the Gini impurity that you calculate is here. Okay, so in that way Gini impurity will help. Okay, so now next thing is the examples. Let's take an example of a classification problem. Here we want to predict the class which is the name of the fruit by checking its characteristics like the color of the fruit or the diameter of the fruit. So in the case of classification problems, we use the initial split. So the initial split is called that on which variables you want to split it. So let's just say I want to split it with the help of a color. Okay, so if color is red, these are in the one split. If color is not red, these are in the other split. And in that way, I calculate the entropy of these two separate splits. Okay, and then I calculate the information gain. Okay, so if the information gain is higher with the column color, okay, then the column diameter, then I choose the color column as my split. Okay, and then I choose the color column as split, and then I calculate the Gini impurity of the complete dataset that I have. Okay, if I get the maximum information gain, lowest Gini impurity and lowest entropy, then that kind of decision tree is good. So our next thing is regression problems. So suppose we have a dataset of house pricing with the square footage of the house, with the bedrooms, the prices as well. Okay, and we want to predict the price. Okay, so how this will work? So first we calculate the initial variance of the target variable, which is price. Okay, when we calculate the initial variance, then we calculate the reduction in the variance, because we want to split it with the help of some column. If we choose by splitting with the square footage column, and then we see how much reduction is there in the our split. Okay, if the reduction is very higher in the variance, then we can see that the square footage is a good split for the our decision tree. Okay, so if the reduction is not higher, we try to use some other columns like bedroom column we have. Okay, so in that way regression splitting will work. First it calculate the initial variance, then it calculate the reduction in those in that variance by using columns. If the reduction in variance is higher, then we can choose that column as a split column. Okay, and then this is the summary of our video, that in classification we choose to split that maximizes the information gain and minimizes the Gini impurity. Okay, and in regression we choose the split that maximizes the reduction in the variance. Okay, in that way decision tree splits work. So in our next video, I will show you a complete mathematical example of the regression and the classification problems, how their split works, and how internally those formulas are working, how to calculate with the mathematics as well. Okay, so let's be with it. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much.